Investors and traders, welcome to the channel Market Chart Pattern. Today is 26th of April 2025. Hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. We will take a look at the key technology stocks that we follow for this video segment. So we'll cover Tesla, we'll cover NVDA, we'll cover Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, possibly Zscaler, and Netflix, Roblox, quite a few AMD. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and it's not a financial advice. So let's start by taking a look at the stock of Tesla. So Tesla had a really good performance last week, especially last Friday. It was up 9.8%. So this is fantastic. If you recall the previous video I had done about about Tesla, we were looking for this region, which is in the shaded zone, also the gap formation right here, which is filled, and we had so many of these patterns completing nearby. So it was a range with really good strong support, and we are seeing now Tesla trying to make a move higher. It took out the highs of 9th of April, which was a 22.69% day. Amazing. Probably the best ever day for Tesla for 1 day gain. Now it's looking to tackle the high of 27th of March 2025. So the first area we should be looking at is this 38.2% retracement, which will be around $320 per share level. This is going to be the first region which in my opinion the stock is trying to target. Getting above the 320 is really positive development for the Tesla stock, and we could be looking for higher prices. So this is what we are looking at for Tesla. Here we go. This is going to be the weekly chart of Tesla, and at one point the Tesla stock was top of minus 56%. One thing I would like to highlight is that Tesla had actually completed this really big pattern that we had been watching, this ABCD pattern at nearly $500 per share level, which is our target. It didn't hit the exact level. Maybe in the next bull run it will, and maybe even surpass that, but it came to about 488 spot 54, so just missed it by about $12. But fantastic. I believe this pattern was complete, and then it did a 50% retracement. So this is the power of the patterns. So on the weekly chart, yeah, here we go. 320 is what we are looking for the Tesla, as long as it remains below these lows of 7th of April. Now let's take a look at the stock of Apple. Another really nice week for the Apple stock. It was up 6.24% for the week, which is fantastic. And one of the things that we had discussed for the Apple stock is, look at this red line. This is a trend line, and Apple did not close below that. It came on intraday or intra-week basis. It did come below, but it actually snapped back up, so it's positive for the bulls for Apple. But at one point, the stock was nearly down 35%, which is pretty massive. And the support came from around 175 region. This is where we had the 61.8% retracement. Let's go down to the weekly chart. Here we go. Excuse me, to the daily chart, and here we go. So this is the pattern that we were watching, ABCD, and the orange ABCD, where the CD leg is 1.272 times the AB leg. So we had a confluence of a number of things coming together or nearby, and we have seen a nice rally off it. Now it's in a range or in a zone where we have seen previous resistance on the 14th of April. Should it get above that, and chances are it is likely to, and then it's going to enter another zone, and we could be looking at the 61.8% retracement, 225, which should be the target, right around here, where we have this 31st of March highs. But it could also be the region where it could find resistance, and sort of a double topping formation is possible. Okay, now let's take a look at Microsoft. So there we go. So Microsoft stock on the daily basis was strong, 1.17% it gained on last Friday. On the weekly basis, this is what we had discussed before. Look, it came right, it retraced about 50%. There was a chance it could retrace a little bit further right into this 335, and that would have been just the completion of this entire 22 bear market. So where is it going now? It is right at this, testing this for the second, in fact the third week, on third weekly basis, the 38.2% retracement, and the chances are that it's likely to break above this, next week, and then we could be looking at 420. The 7th of April lows are very, very important. They're important in the stock market. In the previous video I done about the tech stocks, also for the tech stocks as well. Now let's take a look at the stock of Amazon. Amazon was up last week as well, 9.49%. Impressive gains. Now it had closed below on weekly basis below this trend line, so it's a little bit weaker stock in my opinion, but it's trying to recover, quite nicely, and moving down to the daily chart. Here we have this pattern formation. We found support coming in for about 50% retracement, and it has recovered 19 or nearly 20%. Then it went down right into this support region, so it's getting to this 38.2% retracement level once again. But the chances are, if they're able to get above this, that's going to be a good sign for the bulls. Now let's take a look at the Shopify while we are taking a look at the e-commerce stocks. So on the Shopify, it also did this ABCD, so 1-to-1 price projection. Here we go, right there to the tick. Pretty amazing, right? So it's pretty good support just by looking at the patterns formation right here. Here we go. So also the it went below this 61.8% retracement between 61 and 78.6%. That's quite interesting, but this is where the ABCD 1-to-1 price projection was. So having a rally, this rally has exceeded the previous symmetry which existed, so that's a positive sign because it took out the highs of this 9th of April. Again, the 7th of April lows are really, really important. Let's draw another trend line like this. Yeah, so I think it's getting stronger, but probably need to see a little bit of further strength to come into this. Yeah, so if it could get above this swing high, pretty good, it will be pretty good for the stock. But you can see that it's holding this low, so as long as this low is held, I am pretty positive. But it's possible it could have a leg lower to come back into this range right here. Okay, now let's take a look at NVIDIA. There we go. So NVIDIA had a pretty good Friday, up 4.3%. It just nearly completed this pattern, but this is the key pattern of three drives to a bottom, and we have seen nice rallies. It needs to get above the 9th of April highs, and it seems to be gaining momentum right here. You can see that. I see it's just more of a trading range behavior, but it is it was up 9.38% for the week. So maybe it could get above this 112 level, which is the 38.2% retracement. That would be further positive. Again, the 7th of April lows are really, really important for this stock, as for most of the tech stocks. Netflix, this is amazing, really, really strong, making new all-time highs. Again, new 52 weeks highs. Amazing, amazing amount of strength coming into this. Just cleared all the resistance right here. Fantastic price action in the Netflix stock. Here we go. So I think it's likely to go and test the 111 and 30 level as the shorter term target, with possibility of 1200. Let's take a look at Meta. So the Meta stock had been under a fair amount of pressure, and from a pattern perspective, let me actually remind you guys, this is what we are looking at. We have this ABCD pattern formation, giving us a target of about $690 per share level for the stock. We had this target while the stock was somewhere around here when it cleared these highs. And it just went above that, but wasn't able to sustain that because the pattern was completed. Now it had a really nice retracement, and the retracement is in fact here you go, 38.2% to the tick. Let me actually delete these ones to make the chart clearer. Here we go, and we are seeing the stock finding strength from this level. But it's just not only that. We have here we go. At one point it was down nearly 35 percent, and now it's just on the weekly basis. You can see that it is in my opinion, it is just some sort of accumulation taking place, so it's just going sideways right now. And on the daily we can see that there's a really nice one-to-one price projection. ABCD didn't hit the 470 level, but from the 38.2% retracement it's finding nice support. But it looks like it needs to do further work, and I think there's a possibility the stock could actually move lower, try to test the bottom of this range again. Because just you look at the price section right here, um, the way the stock is moving, it's quite a lot of it's leaving gaps like this. And this, I don't like the doji kind of formation that took place um, last Friday. It does look like, let me have a look at the volume. Yep, so you can see that the volume was a little bit lower in comparison to what we have seen before. But again, it's a fantastic stock, but it's just going through some of its moments. I think there is some sort of trial happening as well. It's likely to remain in this range, and the as long as this pattern is there, and the 7th of April lows are held, I would imagine it's more going to be a sideways trading range affair, and then probably the stock is likely to gain further strength. So I think we have to just wait and let this trading range play out in itself. Now let's take a look at Z scalar. Oh wow! So Zscaler is wow, is going and testing the upper part of this range. And if we just take a look at this on the weekly chart, because this is where we're following it. So wow, it's getting there, getting above this. I think then we should be in this CD leg to the upside. Of course, some resistance will come from 260, which is this swing high, but the possibility is that it's likely to clear that. And moving in this ABCD, look the amount of time it has taken to be in this trading range. The possibility is where we are right now, top of the trading range. It can move back, test the low end of the trading range, to remain there for a few further months, and eventually break out to the either side. But the chances are it'll break to the upside, and then we could be in the CD like higher, which will eventually see the stock reaching $320 per share level. But it's a very volatile stock to own. So just brace yourself for volatility. And we had of course drawn this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and it's just been in this holding pattern for quite some time now. Now finally let's take a look at, oh yeah, I should also do AMD, Roblox. So again, Roblox seems to be gaining strength, and looks like we could be looking at $95 to $100 possibly, as long as the 7th of April lows are held. And there we go, it's approaching some sort of resistance around the 67 level, which is the 61.8% retracement. So we could see a pullback. It'll be really nice if the stock is actually able to get above this swing level, which is 61.8% retracement, do something like this, and then retrace back, and then we have a move, boom, like this. Then I think that will be, we could be looking at a big ABCD, and this stock can go far beyond making, probably possibly make new all-time highs. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. So this stock, you can see that is under a great deal of pressure for quite some time. It is a chip company which has done really well. If we just look at its history, there has been moments here when the stock was, really, really down, and then the new CEO takes over, and she begins to look at the model, do things differently, design chips, new chips, and they begin to take over the specific segment of a market, they begin to do well, and then the stock has a pretty nice run like this. And then it has had a this is when the AI was, sort of coming out in the mainstream, and then NVIDIA was really taking uh, coming out, and then we saw this stock decline quite a bit. We've seen a rise, here we go, and then a big decline. But where we are right here right now is also we are watching for this pattern. This, you can see this big ABCD, which CD leg is 1.272 times the AB leg, and we have another one completing the smaller one in red. So confluence of a number of these, and the stock is consolidating around this level. Still a very weak stock, so we should be very careful with it. But it is in this zone where I would at least expect some accumulation to take place on the weekly chart, and this is what seems to be happening. Even when we move down to the daily chart, we have these patterns completing right here. These are one-to-one projections, so the CD, like the black one, is actually now 1.272. It did look like around here that the stock was gaining really nice momentum. It did a double top right here when the whole scenario with regards to the tariff broke out, and the stock had a big breakdown, like with many other stocks in the major and also the major indices. But it's also entered those extended CD leg patterns as well for the smaller cycle, and also the bigger black cycle, which I've not updated on the daily chart, but on the weekly chart we did see that. And now where the stock is still the bearish symmetry is in place. Look, it rallied this much, and then we had a drop down. Now it's right there, right here right now is the movement of the truth, in my opinion. If this stock is really strong, there's like strong hands coming and buying this, we are likely to see this bearish symmetry break actually, and which will be a fantastic thing. And we should be a little bit patient with that. Let the stock get strong, but keep a keen eye on this one, because it's got a really good potential because of the patterns being completed. I'm sure AMD, the CEO, she's gonna figure out something and catch up with the competition, which is NVIDIA. And also, one thing we have learned from the DeepSeek scenario is that you don't really necessarily need the latest and the greatest chips coming from NVIDIA. You can use the older versions but slower versions, and even use just the open source models to train your AI models. And AMD, I think they should be in the background developing or designing new chips to kind of catch up. They already have a pretty strong hold in the gaming console. I mean the gaming PC kind of processors they have been coming out with. So I think they are likely to, on a fundamental level, catch up with the with Nvidia. But from a technical perspective, it still requires patience, being very diligent with it. Let the positive momentum begin, and bearish symmetry be broken down. Let these support levels be held. What would be really nice is, if we are able to get above these swings, and then some moment there is a pullback like this, maybe to 38.2%, 50%, even 61.8%, and then the stock moves like then that's the start of a motive wave in the Elliott wave parlance. So we'll have a trending market to the upside, hopefully. So this is what we are watching in the key US technology stocks that we like to follow. And if you happen to like our technical analysis, how we look at the markets, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you do, then hit that bell icon button. That way you will know when the new videos are posted and you will not miss on anything. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, the donation link is in the description. I will personally really appreciate that. It will just help to cover some of the costs in relation to running the channel, such as subscriptions for the software, and will also help me to focus more on research and bring new ideas and more research out for you guys. So thank you very much for watching the video, for supporting the channel, and good luck, good trading, and speak to you guys soon.